Nish, a young woman with a British accent, drives through a desert landscape to visit the remote Black Museum. Upon arrival, she is greeted by Rollo Haynes, the museum's proprietor, who warns her that the exhibits are not for the faint of heart and subjects her to a thorough security check. Once inside, Haynes begins a tour, revealing the museum's collection of criminological artifacts. He pauses at an exhibit featuring a glowing, bejeweled headpiece and the Doc Haynes sympathetic diagnoser. Haynes launches into a flashback narrative about Dr. Peter Dawson, a doctor in a New York City hospital who used the sympathetic diagnoser to experience his patient's symptoms through a neural implant. Haynes explains how Dawson initially used the device to improve his diagnostic abilities, enhancing his empathy and saving lives. However, Dawson soon became addicted to the sensations, even using the device for sexual gratification. Haynes foreshadows a dark turn, hinting at Dawson's eventual self-destruction and the prototype's demise. Haynes recounts the story of Dr. Peter Dawson, initially known as Dr. Number 1, and his experience with a device that allowed him to experience a patient's sensations 5 years prior. During a procedure to save a senator from a rare Russian poison, Dawson blacked out and seemingly experienced death. He physically recovered, but became addicted to pain, seeking it out through his lover and eventually self-harm. His obsession with pain escalated, leading him to use his position at the hospital to experience the pain of others, even manipulating situations to induce it. His addiction worsened until he began inflicting pain on himself when he could no longer leech off of patients. Haynes then explains his theories on fear and the need for a volunteer, contrasting it to the case of Clayton, who needs to inflict terror. Needing the element of fear to enhance the pain, Dawson attacked a homeless man, using a drill on him until he was found in a euphoric state. Dawson ended up in a vegetative state, his face frozen in a smile. Haynes explains to Nish that TCKR had been working on a way to transfer digital consciousness via cookies. He then shows Nish a stuffed monkey in a glass case and begins to tell her a story about Jack and Carrie. A flashback begins of Jack and Carrie enjoying their lives. Carrie becomes pregnant and they have a baby. At some point, Carrie is hospitalized. Rollo Haynes, as a representative from Neuro R&D for TCKR, approaches Jack with an opportunity to help Carrie by using an extraction process of consciousness and rehousing it into another brain. Haynes convinces a hesitant Jack to undergo the consciousness transfer, promising Carrie's body will be euthanized and her organs donated. The procedure seemingly succeeds, with Carrie now coexisting within Jack's mind and body. At first, there's a honeymoon period as Carrie experiences the world through Jack, sharing moments with his son Parker. However, the lack of privacy and control soon breeds conflict, as Carrie voices her opinions and criticisms, particularly regarding Jack's parenting and personal habits. Haynes proposes a pause feature, allowing Jack to temporarily silence Carrie, which she vehemently opposes, and Jack begins utilizing this feature frequently, further isolating Carrie. The arrangement strains Jack's relationship with his girlfriend, Emily, especially when Carrie openly ogles other women through Jack's eyes. The situation deteriorates after Jack hooks up with his new neighbor, also named Emily, leading to a heated argument and Carrie's intense jealousy. Haynes then suggests an upgrade, a stuffed monkey that would allow Carrie to experience the world remotely while giving Jack a break. This proposal signals a complete loss of control for Jack and further marginalizes Carrie. Nish, seemingly unaffected, smiles as the monkey's voice is heard, saying monkey needs a hug. Back in the present, Haynes explains that UN laws prohibit transferring human consciousness into limited formats, like stuffed toys unable to express 5 emotions. He displays and retrieves the monkey containing Carrie's consciousness, admitting it's illegal. He displays and retrieves the monkey containing Carrie's consciousness, admitting it's illegal. Haynes then introduces the main exhibit, Clayton, the Weather Girl killer, who sold his consciousness to the museum to benefit his family. Haynes explains that he captures Clayton's feelings at the moment of execution, and tourists can purchase a brief, simulated experience of that execution as a souvenir. Haynes activates the holographic execution, allowing tourists to watch and participate. He mentions protests outside the museum, led by Carrie's friends, and the impossibility of profiting from the stolen consciousness due to the backlash. Afterward, Haynes collapses in pain. It's revealed that Nish completed an electrical circuit, seemingly possessed by Carrie, in order to attack Haynes. Nish gives Haynes a handkerchief stained with her father's blood, stating it's for his mother. She reveals she hacked the museum's air conditioning to make it easy for Haynes, ensuring he feels every precise shock. Nish activates the Weather Girl killer exhibit, trapping Haynes in the execution chamber, dismissing his claim of innocence by referencing the harm he inflicted on her father, who is now unable to speak. Haynes is repeatedly electrocuted, experiencing agonizing pain as Nish explains that this is a double-decker mercy killing, freeing her father, Clayton, from his 10-second sensory confinement while forcing Haynes to endure the full brunt of the torture. She retrieves the souvenir containing a digitized memory, releases Clayton, and leaves Haynes to his fate. Walking away, Nish assures her imprisoned mother, whose consciousness resides within the souvenir, that everything is all right, receiving a proud affirmation in return. Nish throws the souvenir into her car, attaches Clayton's key tag to a service box, then sets fire to the Black Museum as she drives away.